Welcome to the Reidsville Chamber of Commerce News and Views Show. I'm your host, Diane Sawyer, President and CEO of the Reidsville Chamber of Commerce. And today I have with me Chris Phillips, Assistant City Manager for the City of Reidsville. Welcome to the show.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
I'm glad to have you. I really enjoy doing this kind of city update. Summer and I do them pretty regularly, but a lot of times she'll have folks from her team on to talk about their different expertise. And as we just celebrated our 100th show, it's kind of fun to look back on the things that we've talked about, but also we did a reflection on what the city segment has looked like, but what 2026 is going to look like for the city of Reidsville. So here we are. It's 2026 and it's January, and I know that you guys have had a very busy holiday season.
We did. We were, I think a lot of us were ready to see 2026 roll in, but between the festival in the fall and then Christmas decorations, which a lot of our teammates have pretty routine jobs. They do a lot of very important things on a regular basis, and then December comes around and we say, forget all that. Now you're going to decorate and build sets, and it's just it's a challenge and it's rewarding, but we all kind of get in there together. To see a brainstorming session turn into what we had downtown for decorations, it's almost incredible, the talent that we have on our team.
You really do. I have seen some of those meetings where things where somebody mentions it and within 5 minutes somebody's passing a sketch down the table, and you're like, where did that just come from? Oh, Lindsay just sketched it out.
It's incredible, and it really is pretty much the whole team. It's hard. I don't want to name any people, although I could name several, but it was just so many people. A real team effort, and I want to say hidden talents, but we know they're there. They just don't get to use them.
They don't get to use them in their everyday job. I witnessed those too, and I won't call them out by name so that we don't get in trouble for doing it. But I've seen so many things like, it's this really great. So going all the way back to the festival and being able to participate with that group that, Summer leaned on Montana and put together kind of a group. And it was Montana's team plus, all the extra admin folks and department heads.
The start of that whole thing was, let's make this festival fun. Let's make sure that it's fun and
engaging the community and the kids and the families.
And not expensive, because you can have a lot of fun if you've got a lot of money to spend. But to have cheap fun or free fun, really is what it's about. And obviously, the chamber ordered up the weather this year.
We did. It was beautiful.
Weather was perfect. So when it's good weather, people are going to come. And so you need to have real good stuff. But the pumpkin roll was just...
Oh my gosh. And the leading up to it, the practice run and Star News putting it out there and showing everybody what it was going to look like, the mayor coming out and rolling his pumpkin, and
it was
the joy on Summer's face when that all came together was so worth it, because she was so excited.
From the thought of, we're going to roll pumpkins down Scale Street, which that hill is intimidating when you look down it. It's like, we're going to roll those pumpkins, they're going to end up in Eden. But it actually all came together really well, and the guys that built the chute to go with it, we had volunteers from Walmart actually helped on that day. Tate's Pumpkin Patch, of course, gave us the pumpkins. Just a real Team Reidsville effort to bring something unique and fun. But the funny thing was watching people walk up and look at it, and they're like, "What are y'all doing?" And I think I want to do it. From the wonder of it to, I'm going to do this and I'm going to win it. It got really competitive there for a while, and it was just fun. And then the pie eating contest.
Oh yeah.
You're just talking about things that maybe they were doing 100 years ago to celebrate fall. But pumpkin pie eating contest. We've got a couple of things that the last few meetings we had, we should do this, and we're not doing it this year because we had to get it pulled together. So we've got some new ideas for next year to kind of build on that same. Let's have some little friendly competitions that are fun, and just really hometown kind of things that you would
And I
expect to
think,
see.
was it we doubled or tripled the vendors? I mean, it was.
It was, I think, triple. Obviously, coming out of, I hate to
I
always
know,
reference
I
COVID,
know.
but coming out of COVID, this thing has built every year. But
Mm-hmm.
this last one was really what that festival should be. And I think all the vendors were pleased with the crowd and their sales. The stores all seemed really pleased
And
with
that
the,
data number, it was what, like 12,000 or
yeah.
something crazy? I
Yeah,
mean, and it was every bit of that because we were in it.
absolutely. The thing is, and I don't want to give away any secrets here, but they can track cell phones.
Yeah, for sure.
And so the data comes from cell phones. But then you realize young children don't have cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
Even some of our older folks don't really travel with their cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get a number like 12,000 and you think plus little kids,
Mm-hmm.
plus maybe some older folks, you start thinking, yeah, it's 12,000 plus.
Oh, for sure. It was closer to
And
15
I
all
would
day.
think so. Another one that I just do want to call these guys out, what the fire department did on
I
the
was just
street.
thinking about that.
Yeah, when I took my lunch break, we sat and watched. Those kids were, so the fire department did a obstacle course for kids, and they got to play firemen, use the hose, drag a little stuffed animal like a body. But I think they said 1,200 kids went through that obstacle course over the course of the day. And those kids loved it, and the firemen loved it too. You could tell they were really enjoying it. So that was just another one. Hey, we should maybe do this little obstacle course, and it came together something really cool.
You know, it's funny you were talking about this. I remember, so being on the backside of that stuff, watching oh, should we get a trophy, or what should the trophy look like? Or this is what we found, or this is what we saw somewhere else, and this is what we think people would like. And, you know, to see the people, you know, for us, I spent the entire day. I came back and forth up the street once or twice to the chamber, but I did not get to break away and see hardly anything. I've had to rely on videos and pictures and things.
Which we have some great videos.
And we do. I was at the beer garden all day because we were packed. All the activities that happened. I loved that we were able to do the pumpkin roll on this end, and then the pie eating right in the middle, and then there were performances. But, you know, leading up to the concert at the end of the day,
yeah, I almost forgot about the concert.
it was wild because I have never seen at one of those where we had events all day up here.
Mm-hmm.
I have never seen when the concert started it not just be the concert.
Yeah.
I took a step back. We were slammed at the beer garden. We had gotten the line down, took a step back, was going to drink something. And I turned around. All the food trucks were still there.
Mm-hmm.
They were slammed. The streets were still full. There were people from all the way to the edges of the bricks is about where you usually see like that barrier break.
Yeah.
They were all out in the street, still up and down the street, still shopping, still going to the vendors.
I think, and I know at least 2 or 3 of the food vendors ran out of food.
Yeah.
One of the vendors was, when he was packing up, had a guy walk up and he had a $150 sale as he was putting his stuff away. So it went to the very end.
It's nuts.
Yeah. So folks need to start planning if
They
they want to be
do.
part of it next year.
And the Toy Makers exhibition.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth. Oh my gosh, David really pulled out all the stops for that.
Yeah,
that
that was-
train and all those. I mean, it was so cool.
Yeah, they did a great job. We wanted to have people loved having the cars back when we used to have the festival 10, 20 years ago. So we wanted to have cars, and we wanted to have local folks and some of these people that are doing such creative things like the train with actual fire coming out of the smokestack
Nuts.
going down the street. But yeah, it was just so many different pieces to it, something for everybody, which is really what the Team Reidsville concept is. It's room for everybody, and we'll embrace everything. And that's what it was. Christmas was another just let's brainstorm and see what we can put together. And we were like, what's it going to look like when we throw all this together? But the decision was made to make every bay at Market Square a separate scene. So we went with basically 10 scenes, plus the Home Alone house on the stage, which was just an incredible
Awesome.
build. And then at the last minute, we come across an airplane. And so these guys take an airplane and figure out how to make it fly. and we're like, Snoopy needs to be in the airplane, and there it was. And it's just to go down there and see that the morning of the tree lighting, I was down helping do some last minute things, and I heard giggling, and I was like, well, somebody's enjoying. There were two ladies my age, so not the youngest. They were together, running back and forth between those scenes, making pictures, and just having a ball. And they were like, this is great. You think about watching these programs as a kid, and you're almost immersing yourself into it. You know, you're in Ralphie's living room, or, you know, you're with Charlie Brown and the guys with the little tree, and to be part of it.
Or you've got the Christmas tree strapped to the station wagon.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's my favorite.
Now, I will call Lindsay Tuttle out for that. We've got a great group of employees, but some of our retirees are just still so committed and helpful. And Lindsay Tuttle found that for us. He was on top of it. Lindsay Tuttle and David Bracken, our retired fire chief, came back and helped us out this year when we had some departures in public works. And those two guys really came in, and they were such an asset to us as retirees, and still just part of the team.
It's just such a cool thing to see that happen, because we've had a ton of folks retire, and the ones that come back and work part-time, or they fill in holes when people step down. And it's fun for us too, because they're people we worked with forever. And then
oh my gosh,
it is like a family reunion. And it was and so for me right now, I'm in that string of, like we were talking about my kids and your kid before we got on camera. We're in those ages where all the dance formals have been happening. And so we look forward to seeing because I always say, I tell anybody associated with us, 4:00, we're going to meet downtown at 4:00, and we're going to go take pictures. And so it was almost overwhelming to have all these middle school girls, because there were all the scenes, and they were like, let's do this one, let's do this one, let's do this one. And I was like, we're going to pick 4, and then y'all can do whatever you want. But like the group picture, we're going to do like this. And then they were, you would have thought they were 3-4 years old. They were having a blast, taking pictures.
A really neat thing, we've already gotten some suggestions from folks like, this is great. What about next year when you do this? Don't forget this movie. A couple of really good ones that I think we're gonna move on already. So anybody out there, if you like the scenes, if you like what we're doing, and you've got an idea, pass it along. Pass it to the chamber. Come down to City Hall and let us know, and we'll try to make it happen. Because it's a true brainstorming, and we get some synergy when the group gets together. But we're not gonna think of everything. And but if it's a good idea, we got some people that'll pull it together. And
I need to go back and put a collage for you all on the pictures I've taken in their dresses and things, because I've got one where the girls are sitting up on the hot cocoa bar when the coffee stand was built, and they were all just kind of like posed on there.
Last year with the giant s'mores.
Yeah.
And that was a 5-minute. We went from what can we do there to we're going to build giant s'mores. And I'd never seen anything like that anywhere else. That was pretty original.
It was really cool and very original. So
the hard part is we get some things that are so good. We're like, we got to use this next year. But then the next year we think of other good stuff. So
the only suggestion we've had from people that have been with us is always making sure there's at least 1 to 2 pretty things like trees or backdrops that like the group's dressed up, right? Because a ton of people are using it for their family portraits.
They are.
I mean, there's never a day, even Saturday and Sunday, especially Saturday and Sunday, that you don't drive through during the season and you don't see at least 3 or 4 different collective groups doing something.
A big part of what it's about.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, some of this stuff is creative, but some of it is expensive. It's not stuff you really could do at your home to enjoy, but as a team, as a group, we do it. Everybody can come enjoy it. You can come take your Christmas card picture, for free, and use this backdrop. And I think about, I saw it this year with the big pumpkin we put out in fall. A lot of people come and take their kids' picture.
Yep.
And then you think, that pumpkin is going to last forever. The guys got out there and waxed that thing this year, and it would shine. I mean, they shined it up really good. You can just know that little, 2-year-old kid's getting a picture made with that pumpkin. They're going to want their kid's picture made with that pumpkin. So 20 years from now, they're going to be back. 30 years from now, they're going to be back. and it's building this reputation, and folks are coming from a long
A
ways
long
away.
ways.
We know the businesses downtown, the visitors they're getting from a 50-mile radius, but really from incredible places. They get close enough to visit family from Midwest, and they're like, "Oh, we go down to Reidsville." It's just a fun day.
It is.
And
It's funny that you say that about the pictures. The other thing that our team's been talking about, we want to come up with a way this coming year. So I know we've asked people to hashtag or to post the pictures and hashtag Team Reidsville from the pictures and the scenes and things, but I wanted to get with you all too. Not only the fall decorations and the pumpkin, because you're right. Like, say I started taking my picture with my 2-year-old, and every year,
yeah,
so then there's a collage from them from 2 to 10 years old.
right.
But then also the Christmas, and we know the winter formals and there's a homecoming that happens. There's several things that happen in that span of the fall and then the Christmas decorations. But then to take it a step further, we partnered together and we had your team build and create and bring down here now every year the Santa's mailbox.
Right.
And we've been doing the letters to Santa.
Yeah.
And so we see a ton of things come through that because, of course, we answer the letters to Santa as one of the things that we do. And so we do get a lot of people just come by and throw something in there and we can't respond because they didn't put all the correct info. But we have a cover sheet. We have people fill out their address and stuff. And I mean, we're starting to see like mailing them like to other places. So for instance, my niece came and did it. So we mailed one to Wake Forest.
Yeah. Well, Santa's a busy guy, so all the help we can give him.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because he needs lots of elves and lots of helpers.
But that's stuff kids are going to grow up and remember. And that's part of the thing of having a small town.
Yes.
Is if you grow up in a small town, your first thought is, I got to get out of this small town. Mm-hmm. Then after a while, your second thought is, how can I get back to that small town?
How do I raise my family in this
I want
small
my
town?
kids to have that experience. And so we're trying to build that experience the best we can. And it is about promoting downtown and the downtown businesses too. If you're here, you're going to see something in the window. Even if you can't stop then, you're going to remember and come back. So it's all part of the bigger picture, and it's a lot of fun. It really is.
It is a lot of fun. Yeah, so we're trying to find a way to get people to share those experiences with us. I want to see the pictures of the kids when they get, because every time my kids got their letters, I took pictures of them or holding their letter or hearing about, the kids. So I want to see pictures. I want to see the letters. So we were trying to think of a better way to promote. So we talked about putting something on the letters that maybe they would tear off, and maybe it was a coupon to come to shopping downtown or something that would encourage the parents to remember to share those with us on social media. Yeah. So we talked about that. But you know what else happens during the season? We promote all the shopping and that kind of stuff, but we also have some really cool entertainment locally. You, my friend, were in some of that with the Theater Guild recently.
I did participate in the Theater Guilds. It was 12 Angry Jurors that I found out about at a chamber coffee.
Yay! So, I didn't know that.
Yep,
that's
awesome.
It
was the chamber coffee at Reidsville Area Foundation.
Yep.
And it was announced that they were going to do 12 Angry Jurors. I guess it was 12 angry men, but obviously females can be jurors just as well, and we need some diversity in our play to make it interesting too. But they announced that it was going to be at the Mark at the old courthouse in the courtroom,
which is so cool.
I left that coffee. I was like, you know what? It's not in my comfort zone, but I think I'm gonna do it.
A once in a lifetime experience.
So I did. I went to the tryouts. I got in the play, did the play. Don't know that I'll ever do another one, but I really do have respect for the Theater Guild and what they're doing on the local level to bring entertainment. Again, another low cost. I think the tickets are usually $20 and cheaper for students as well. So some low cost entertainment that people are putting a lot of time and energy in to bring to us. And I've been to one. I went to the Beverly Hillbillies after I did my play, because I'm like, these people are really putting a lot of themselves into this, and it deserves to be seen. And I had fun. So, yeah, I wouldn't take anything for the experience. Maybe I'll do it again if the right thing comes along, but maybe after I retired and can focus on
for
it.
sure.
I will have to say, if it was not for my wife helping me, I would never have been able to do it.
She was running lines with you and helping you.
Absolutely. And, skills I should have learned maybe 30 years ago if I was interested in doing this stuff. But it was a ball. If I could do another play with the same team we had for that one, I really have some friends that I didn't have before. And it was a group bonding experience, to do that together.
It's funny that you say that because our very own Katie was one of the jurors as well.
She absolutely was.
And she would come back and she would be like, "Man, this cast is really tight knit. We're having a Friendsgiving or whatever. I think there was a Friendsgiving at Lucky City or something." And I actually, you two were the only two that I knew well, I would say personally. I did know one of your jurors because she's the daughter of one of the local folks. So I know her mom. And then I'm pretty sure that I know Nick's dad because that's not a very common name. And I'm from Eden. And I'm pretty sure from the Eden school system that was his dad. But I still never figured that out. But he looked like him too. So I was like, okay, I think I know him.
I only knew two of the folks and didn't really know them well. I knew them. So yeah,
you made a whole group of friends.
And now I've got some millennial friends. So, now I've got some Riz. I've been around these millennials and I understand it better.
Chris will know what to do with you.
They did make fun of the font size on my telephone. So I told them, you'll get there one day.
You'll get there one day.
I probably won't be here to see it, but you'll get there and you'll remember you made fun of me.
But we also had a couple members, I think, that were in there too, because that work for members and becoming more active too. We gained an ambassador out of that whole situation now too, because Cam joined on as an ambassador from the museum because of that whole, and her and Katie getting to connect.
Well, the connection with the museum was just another layer.
It's awesome.
Of course, the Mark, give them a shout out. They're back open. They have done some renovations and things, but that was really cool to use that space that held. Probably a lot of people went to that space. They didn't want to.
Yeah, for sure.
I know I had a speeding ticket and I was in there before, but to bring people in for that play and just felt like it was an added layer.
It was
the historic piece to it.
Speaking of the historic piece, and you making the jokes about the font size, really not a joke because you've been now in your position at the city. How long?
It'll be 20 years in June.
And your legacy, right? Because your mother was there.
My mother did 28 years in Reidsville. She was the finance director, and my father was a police officer.
Yep.
So he pulled 30 years at the Reidsville PD.
So you were definitely like 1,000% legacy. And so to tie all that together, it's about that time. It's always budget time for you, but it's budget time for real. I know that this is when Summer and I usually start talking about the transparency of the budget and how, once the process happens and, the opportunities that people get and how it's out there for people to review. And so tell us a little bit about what's getting ready to happen. That's January, and take us to July 1 when it starts, if approved in June.
Yeah, so we do get started as early as we can. For me, it's always been the first step is the expenses. Each department gets to submit what they think they need for the year. Some places do a zero-based, so you start at zero and build it. We sort of do a modified version of that. We'll take what we did this year and just say, hey, what's going to change? What do we know is going to change? If they want to try to expand services, they make clear to us this is an expansion, not a continuation. So we know what we're looking at as far as the next step, which is matching it up to the revenues. So you get what everybody thinks they need, then you get what you think you have, you put them together, you find that gap, and that's where the work starts. It's like, you can either raise the bridge or lower the creek, or a little bit of both, until you can get it balanced down. We do all that, meet with the department heads. The very first step really is the annual retreat for council. So we spend a couple of half days and really go into where we are, where we've finished up the prior fiscal year, where we are in the current fiscal year, what we know is coming down the pike that we're going to have to look at. And it's really a chance for them to set the tone at the top of, we really want to look at this year. We really want you all to work on, different directives so that we can start building that into the budget. We end up with a balanced budget, which is required by North Carolina general statutes. We end up with a budget package that's presented to them in May. So the manager will go through and give them the report, give them the bound copy. It's available to the public at City Hall and at the public library. They can go look at it if they want to. But it's the budget that we're planning for them to adopt the next month in June. We have to have it by July 1, or you can go into emergency budgets, temporary budgets. We don't want to do that.
No, what a nightmare.
I think Reidsville's had to do that one time when the state pulled some funding at the very end, and that was before my time. That's more of a federal state thing. Local, you need a balanced budget July 1, so you're ready to go. But after we give them that actual, here's the budget that we're going to present to you, you get 30 days to review it. We have a work session with council to go back through it to make sure they've had time to look at it, anything they see, anything they want more information on. And then usually we get to June and we've beat it to death by then for them to actually vote on it. But June is also the public hearing that you have to have, so the public can come in and give comment on the budget, and it's not too late to change at that point. Council can modify in the budget to be adopted in June. So it's a long process, and it is a lot of steps, and the pace of government is deliberate, which is where the transparency comes in. We're not going to rush something through and not have the chance for people that are interested to look at it.
It's so interesting too, I think, and this is what I've loved about being here long enough to start understanding and seeing. You've had to do a few presentations on things over the years, but some really big ones that we were intentionally pushing hardcore to be transparent about. And one of the first ones that you did for me was probably, let's see, if I came in 2011, the 40% increase had happened before I came, and it was the next time that there was a water increase. So it was probably was it 13, 14?
We had the great increase of 2010,
yes.
And then it was about 14 when we had to.
That's what I was thinking. So one of the things that we partnered together on was how do we explain it, right? Especially in layman's terms, or even me. So I learned so much about how much the state actually requires and sets rates and requires you all to do all these different things. And so that was one of my first real experiences. This is how the chamber can help make a difference, because we can be educated. We can help educate our businesses, particularly when it comes to things like water rates. And so you just explained it so well.
Well, you guys have a great network.
For sure.
And it's grown.
Tremendously.
Your membership has grown. So we have a problem in that everybody hasn't moved to the platforms of receiving information at the same rate. So obviously we don't have a newspaper that comes out on a regular basis that everybody's reading, which 30, 40 years ago you did. If you needed people to know, you put it in the newspaper, you would get around. That's not the case anymore. Social media is great for the people that use it, but we realize a lot of people still do not use it, and they can't be the primary source. If we have to, we'll do direct mail to houses. That's expensive.
It is expensive.
And it's hard to explain something in detail with that. So to be able to reach out to the business community, which is a lot of citizens as well, but to start with them and to have time to go through something and explain it, so then they can take it back and explain it and absorb it. And also to have it on video.
I was going to say, and then we take it this next step, just like what we're doing right now. We use Rockingham Update, and Rory produces, a great video for us. And then we're able to put it on the public access channels and get it. Because that is a way, if folks 30 years ago were reading the newspaper, a lot of those same older folks are watching that basic cable.
That's right.
Those basic Spectrum or those access channels.
We try to push things out in so many different ways to try to reach people where they are. And still we find out there's some people that just don't get the message. And
some of it though, you have to want to get the message.
that's it.
Sure.
If you want to know, you can find it. And not to push it off on citizens or to do, but it's available. The information is available, and you can always contact us.
Yeah, come to City Hall, come
it.
to the public library, like you said. I mean, there's so for me, I just want to say like kudos to you and what you do. You have, I want to say, one of the hardest jobs when it comes to, because you have to work with every department, you have to work with all that staff, and you have to help them get the things. You have to help them accomplish their goals. I mean, essentially, your job is to make sure that they are able to accomplish their goals from the funding side. And I mean, you know, the way you explain it, it's so simple to think about how y'all put that budget together. But then you have council who's hearing from the constituents, like the citizens are telling them. And so like, that's where the ideas are born, and the things like, okay, guys, like, what does Lake Reidsville Lake Hunt? Okay, well, we have found out that the classification's no longer there, and we want to think about activities at Lake Hunt.
Right.
Maybe Lake Reidsville, what does that look like? What are the costs? What are the revenues that are going to come in to make that cost effective? Like, what makes sense? So it's just a lot that goes into it.
For me, I enjoy it. It's been rewarding as a career. I've been really lucky in the finance department. I was thinking about it walking over here. I've got 3 folks that were there when I got there. So I've had some really good stability in my department.
Which makes the rest of it stable. It's amazing.
We've done a good job of recruiting quality folks, and a lot of them have stayed around across the departments. And being able to work with council and the city managers that I've worked with, they've all had different styles. I think I've learned a little bit from all of them, but they all are committed to the community. And, you know, when Team Reidsville concept first came out through marketing, and we were like, okay, Team Reidsville, what is it? You know, and a lot of it went back to all football, which school's been so successful, you can't ignore it. But it's like, oh, football team, or that's what it said. But the concept, people understand now, I think, and you guys were right there with us pushing it out. So it wasn't just, you know, coming out of City Hall to deaf ears, because we got into the business community and realized it is a great concept. And if you want to be part of a team, you can be.
That's right.
And
we're all on the same team.
Yeah.
I feel like at the kids' sporting events, especially with basketball, my son, a lot of times when the kids are fighting over the ball, they're learning how to, you know, who's on offense, who's on defense. Everybody's grabbing the ball, and you hear them yelling, same team, same team.
Once the light bulb of team goes off and they start playing together, you see
such a growth and a change, which is what we are starting to see. That level up, that exponential growth from us all being on the same team together. I'll never forget. I mean, I remember looking at the city manager, and I asked him, I said, so who owns Team Reidsville? Who owns the logo? Who owns the brand? And he was like, everybody. And I was like, I'm just being clear. Like, if I want to use that logo and be like, well, we're Team Reidsville. And he was like, absolutely. And I was like, we're on board. Let's go. And I mean, and we have been from day one. So I think other people are starting to figure it out, and they get, oh, it's not a chamber thing. It's not a city thing. It's not a business thing. It's an everybody thing.
Exactly.
We're all in it together. And then, you know, it happened before COVID. So then COVID, we were like, hey, we're all in this together. Like Team Reidsville, we're in it together. Let's figure it out. What do you need? How can we help? And I think we all handled that the best that we could have with the knowledge we had. And it was amazing. So
you want to be part of the team, you can be.
Absolutely.
And we welcome suggestions and comments and ideas. Honestly, we welcome complaints, because that's where sometimes these things come from. If you've got something that's bothering you about any of our processes, let us know, because sometimes we don't know what
you don't know what you don't know. That's right.
And so we'll use your frustration and try not to, try to fix it if we can, or at least explain it if we can, because if you've got a problem, somebody else is going to have it too. So
that's right.
That's part of being part of the team. The communication, from whatever it's driven by, it is being part of the team.
You just summed up, I think, everything about our working relationship. You're one of my favorite people to call when I have a problem, especially when I know it's in your wheelhouse, because you are either A, able to fix it in a pretty short amount of time and get back to me, or B, explain it to me in a way that I understand. Okay, how can I either ease the burden or make it a little more understandable?
Yeah, if the answer is no, the answer is no. But no without an explanation is so harsh.
It is harsh.
And if a no can become a maybe or a no unless, is so much better than just the no.
Yeah.
And you just can't stop there, because that's what really frustrates people.
Yeah.
And I think if you can fully explain something, even you may not make them happy, but you can satisfy them. And
For sure. Sometimes people just want to be heard.
yeah,
They just want somebody to listen to them.
yeah,
So,
all of us.
absolutely. Well, we are so out of time. We have run over a little bit, but it's okay because it was really good. And sometimes I think we surprise ourselves at the stuff that we end up getting into. But I was so excited. I thought you did a phenomenal job in the 12 Angry Jurors. I thought it was awesome. So I would encourage you to think about participating if the right thing comes up again. But also, Chris, thanks for your dedication and your legacy. I love that. I love that you found something that you loved, following in your parents' footsteps in the service. That's my word for this year. My word. I don't normally do that. I don't normally make resolutions or have a word, but I was in the middle of a prayer and it came to me that I serve already in so many capacities, but I want to serve in a way that people know that the team, we're all on the same team. And so
it's important.
I love it. And I'm looking forward to 2026. And that we're always here to be a good partner, as the mayor says, to be a good partner to the city. And we're thankful for the transparency. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come chat with us a little bit about all the things.
We are looking forward to 2026 too.
Yep. Awesome. Yep. All right, folks. Well, that is it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, you can find us in the heart of downtown Reidsville at 140 South Scale Street, on our social media channels and our website, www.reidsvillechamber.org. That's it for today. Stay tuned.